If you've been stuck in the same place for months, maybe even years, wondering why nothing is changing, the truth is this transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you commit to a clear plan, hold yourself accountable, and execute it day after day. What I want to share with you today is a 6-month success plan that can completely change your life financially, mentally, and personally. 6 months isn't a lifetime. It's a short window of discipline that can lead to a lifetime of freedom. The first 2 months are about money. And no, this isn't about cutting out your morning coffee. It's about building real financial discipline. That means tracking every single dollar you spend, identifying where your money is leaking, and creating a budget that works. It's not glamorous, but when you actually see where your money goes, it changes everything. Suddenly, you realize you don't have an income problem, you have a spending problem. Cut out the noise, redirect those extra dollars into savings or investment, and you'll be shocked at how quickly it compounds. Once you've started to get your finances under control, months 2 and 3 are all about strengthening your mindset, because here's the reality: money without the right mindset won't stick. If you're wired for instant gratification, you'll sabotage your own progress. You need to reprogram your brain to think in terms of long-term gains. Start journaling daily, surround yourself with people who push you forward, and set small, achievable goals. The goal isn't just to think positively, but to think constructively, to look at challenges as opportunities and setbacks as lessons. That's how you create resilience. By month 3 and 4, it's time to focus on skills, the kind of skills that actually increase your income. Ask yourself, what can I learn right now that makes me more valuable in the marketplace? Maybe it's coding, digital marketing, public speaking, or negotiation. The point is to stop relying only on your job title and start investing in high-income skills that no one can take away from you. These skills are what will give you leverage and allow you to scale your income far beyond what you ever thought possible. Finally, investment. Months 4 through 6 are where you scale everything you've built. You've got control of your money, you've sharpened your mindset, and you've started building valuable skills. Now it's about consistency and growth. Create daily systems. Wake up and follow a routine that pushes you closer to your goals every single day. Expand your network, because your opportunities will often come from the people you surround yourself with. And double down on the habits that are working. When you hit that 6-month mark, you'll look back and realize you're not even the same person you were when you started. You'll have more money, a stronger mindset, and a clear path toward growth. And here's the best part: this isn't about overnight success. This is about laying the foundation for a future where you call the shots. 6 months of focused effort can completely transform the rest of your life. The first step in transforming your life over the next 6 months begins with money, because whether we like it or not, money touches every single part of our daily lives. For the first 2 months, the focus should be on building financial discipline. And when I say discipline, I don't mean extreme sacrifice or living a life of deprivation. What I mean is taking full control of your money, investment, instead of letting your money control you. For most people, the problem isn't that they don't make enough. It's that they don't know where their money is going. Think about it. When was the last time you could clearly explain how much you spent last week, down to the dollar? Most people can't, and that's why they feel like their money disappears as soon as it arrives. The first thing you need to do is track every dollar, literally every single one. Use an app, a spreadsheet, even a notebook if that's easier. The point is awareness. You might think you're only spending a little here and there on takeout, online shopping, or subscriptions, but when you actually add it up, it can be hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year. That money isn't gone because of some mystery. It's gone because of small leaks that went unnoticed. Plugging those leaks alone could fund your savings account, pay down debt, or even start an investment portfolio once you've tracked your spending for a few weeks. The next step is creating a budget that aligns with your goals. A budget isn't about restricting you from ever enjoying life. It's about making intentional choices so that your money is being used in a way that actually benefits your future. If you decide you want to allocate 20% of your income to investments, 10% to savings, and the rest to essentials and lifestyle, that's completely fine. As long as you stick to it, the budget becomes your roadmap. Without it, you're wandering aimlessly. Investment, hoping to reach financial security, but never actually arriving. Cutting unnecessary expenses isn't about punishing yourself. It's about creating room for growth. Maybe it's the daily food delivery habit that you don't really need, or the 5 streaming subscriptions when you only use one. Those cuts free up money that can be redirected into things that actually build your net worth. Even an extra $300 a month, consistently saved and invested, can grow into tens of thousands of dollars over the years. That's the kind of leverage that changes lives, and it starts with simple decisions you make today. Another important part of this process is separating needs from wants. Most people blur the line and convince themselves that a luxury is a necessity. But if you're serious about transformation, you have to get brutally honest with yourself. Do you need a brand new car with monthly payments that eat up half your paycheck, or would a reliable used car serve you just as well while freeing up money to invest? These are the kinds of choices that separate people who remain stuck from those who create freedom for themselves. The discipline you build in these first 2 months sets the tone for everything else. Because once you realize you can control your money, You'll start to believe you can control other areas of your life too. Financial discipline gives you confidence, it gives you options, it gives you momentum. And that momentum is exactly what you need to carry into the next phase of this 6-month plan. Once you've started gaining control over your money, the next stage is about shifting your mindset, because no amount of financial discipline will stick if your thinking doesn't support it. Months 2 and 3 are the time to train your mind to think differently, to stop reacting impulsively and start responding intentionally. The truth is, most people know what they should be doing, but they sabotage themselves because their mindset hasn't caught up with their goals. If you want lasting transformation, you have to build a mental framework that keeps you grounded and focused even when things get tough. The first part of this is understanding how powerful your thoughts actually are. If you constantly tell yourself that money is hard to make or success is only for a few lucky people, then you're already limiting yourself before you even begin. But when you start shifting your internal dialogue, telling yourself that challenges are chances to grow, that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow, your actions naturally start to align with that belief system. It's not about blind optimism. It's about training your brain to look for solutions instead of excuses. Daily practices make a massive difference here. Journaling, for example, forces you to confront your thoughts. When you write down your goals and the obstacles you're facing, you gain clarity. Meditation, or even just a few quiet minutes in the morning, helps you take control of your mental state before the chaos of the day hits. Reading books that challenge your perspective and surrounding yourself with content that reinforces growth-minded thinking can rewire how you see the world. These aren't abstract ideas, they're habits that reshape the way you process information and respond to setbacks. Another key shift is learning to delay gratification. Most people fail because they chase quick wins, the fast dopamine hit of buying something new, skipping the gym, or taking the easy way out. But success is built on the ability to say no to what feels good now so you can say yes to what feels great later. Every time you choose to hold back from a short-term pleasure in favor of a long-term goal, you're strengthening a muscle in your brain. Over time, that muscle becomes automatic, and you find yourself naturally making decisions that support your future rather than sabotage it. You also need to be intentional about the people you allow into your life during this stage. If you spend time around negativity and complacency, investment, it will drain you. But if you surround yourself with people who push you forward, who challenge you to do more and expect more of yourself, then you'll find your standards naturally rise to match theirs. Growth is contagious when you're in the right environment. By the end of these 2 months, your mindset will no longer be something that holds you back. It becomes the fuel that drives you forward. And once you realize how much control you have over your own thoughts, you'll understand that there are no limits except the ones you set for yourself. Once you've built a foundation of financial discipline and started strengthening your mindset, the next phase of this 6-month plan is to invest in yourself through skill development. Because here's the reality, cutting expenses and thinking positively will only take you so far. To truly change the trajectory of your life, you need to increase your earning power, and that comes from building high-income skills that give you leverage in the marketplace. And think about it this way, you can only save so much, but your ability to earn has almost no ceiling. If you're making just enough to cover your bills, the smallest emergency can derail everything. But if you have a skill set that allows you to earn more on demand, you create freedom. And the best part is we live in a time where the opportunities to learn and monetize new skills are endless. You don't need a degree or years of schooling to get started. What you need is focus, consistency, and the willingness to dedicate time to building something valuable. The question is, what skills should you focus on? The answer depends on where you are and what interests you. But the guiding principle is simple. Choose skills that solve real problems and can command higher pay. Digital marketing, coding, graphic design, sales, copywriting, video editing, public speaking, negotiation, project management. These are just a few examples of skills that can dramatically increase your income potential. You don't have to master everything, but you do need to pick 1 or 2 areas and go deep. The more valuable you become in one specific skill set, the more opportunities will open up. The process isn't complicated, but it requires commitment. Dedicate an hour a day to learning and practicing. Replace time spent scrolling on social media with time spent on online courses, YouTube tutorials, or books written by people who've already mastered the skill you want to learn. At first, progress might feel slow, but if you stay consistent, in a matter of weeks, you'll notice how much sharper you've become. By month 3 or 4, you could already be applying those skills in a freelance project, a side hustle, or even bringing more value to your current job. And here's the key, don't just learn passively, apply actively. It's not enough to watch videos or read articles. Take what you've learned and put it into action. If you're studying marketing, build a campaign for a small business in your area. If you're learning coding, create a basic website and improve it every week. If it's sales, practice pitching every single day until you can do it without hesitation. Application turns knowledge into results, and results turn into income. The beauty of developing high-income skills is that they compound over time. One skill can open the door to another, and together they make you unstoppable. The effort you put in now creates a snowball effect where each new opportunity builds on the last. By the time you reach this stage of the plan, you'll realize that you're no longer limited to the income you started with, because you've built the ability to create more whenever you decide.